Coming up, a complete look at what's coming to Walt Disney World in 2020. From our first wave of Epcot additions to the very first attraction centered on Mickey and Minnie. Welcome to this week's Sunday main show of Beyond the Kingdoms. Today's episode of Beyond the Kingdoms is proudly sponsored by SmallWorldVacations.com, authorized Disney vacation planners. Their team of knowledgeable agents have been creating the magic for over 20 years, and they can book your next trip to Walt Disney World. Just visit their website to get a free quote. Small World Vacations, where the magic begins. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Sunday main show of Beyond the Kingdoms. Like always, I'm your host, David, and as we come to the end of 2019, it's time to look forward at all of the exciting additions coming to Disney World in 2020. And there's a lot to cover today, so let's not waste any more time and jump right in. With Galaxy's Edge now fully open at Hollywood Studios, Epcot is the next park to really focus on. While some of the most anticipated additions may not come in 2020, the first wave of the Epcot overhaul will begin very soon. So let's look at some of the big highlights first. Harmonious will be the next big nighttime spectacular for Epcot. And Disney has actually stated that this new show will be, quote, the largest nighttime spectacular ever created for a Disney park. That's a pretty bold statement. It will celebrate how the music of Disney inspires people the world over, carrying them away harmoniously on a stream of familiar Disney tunes, but reinterpreted by a diverse group of artists from around the globe. Judging by the concept art we've already seen, we can expect songs from films like Coco, Moana, and I believe The Emperor's New Groove. That's specifically from the looks of this picture. Now, when Epcot Forever debuted back on October 1st, we always knew it would be a temporary show. While Disney hasn't officially stated when Harmonious will debut, it is likely that it will also start on October 1st, which would perfectly give Epcot Forever a full year run and time the debut of the new nighttime show on Epcot's 38th birthday. But one major question on my mind is if Harmonious will debut alongside the new Festival Pavilion for World Celebration. I know that this may seem unrelated to the fireworks, but Disney has revealed that this new sleek building will not only host festival workshops and events, but also provide guests with a special viewing area for fireworks. I would assume that this would be used as the FastPass Plus or dessert party viewing area, but that remains to be confirmed. I will talk more about Epcot's major transformation a little later, but it will be interesting to see how both the show and this viewing area will develop in the coming months. But there's one more Epcot addition that I want to talk about here, which also doesn't have an official opening date, but scheduled to debut this summer, REMY'S Ratatouille Adventure. This is said to be a near exact copy of the first Ratatouille-inspired attraction that debuted at the Walt Disney Studios Park in France 5.5 years ago. Our version here at Epcot will be part of a huge expansion at the France Pavilion. Inside, guests will shrink to the size of Remy and go on a wild and fun adventure through Gaston's kitchen. This new attraction will run on Disney's trackless ride system, similar to what we've now seen at Rise of the Resistance. If you haven't been on one of these rides already, they are truly unique in that you're placed in a fully realized 360-degree set, giving you plenty of opportunities to look around at all the details. Like I said, REMY'S Ratatouille Adventure doesn't have an official opening date yet, but we know that it is opening this summer, along with a new creperie in the area as well. In Disney terms, summer can mean anything from Memorial Day weekend to the end of August. If all goes well, I predict it will open at the end of May, just like Frozen Ever After and Pandora did in previous years. It will also bring a big focus to Epcot in the summer months, which is the only season to not have a major festival. Jumping from a French rat to an American mouse, the third big highlight for 2020 will no doubt be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This will officially mark the end of a Hollywood studio's major expansion. It should serve as the cherry on top to both Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge. This new attraction will put Mickey and Minnie at the center of the story. After nearly 65 years of Disney having parks around the world, this will be the first to focus on the main mouse himself and his girl Minnie. Disney has kept things very under wraps for this one, and the only teases we've gotten lately is a look at some of the early scenes in the attraction, and the confirmation that the ride will take guests through a new story in the style of the new animated shorts. It will be called Perfect Picnic. Mickey and Minnie will be en route to their ideal afternoon together when Goofy and a wacky locomotive takes things out of control and into a fun adventure. This will also feature the new trackless ride system, but also incorporate new technology that Disney is calling 2.5D. I think we can expect some state-of-the-art projection mapping like we've seen at some of the big nighttime shows, but on physical sets. But the big question on my mind is whether or not Disney will offer FastPass Plus reservations, or similar to Galaxy's Edge, provide a standby-only queue for the first few weeks. Those guests staying in a club-level room have access to book FastPass Plus reservations 90 days before their trip, so it will be interesting to see in early January if FastPass will be offered to these guests, and again check at the 60-day mark in early February. But I have no doubt that whether or not FastPass will be used here in the first few weeks, this will definitely change rope dropping techniques and itineraries when it opens on March 4th. Alongside the new attraction, the new Mickey Shorts Theater will also debut in March. This will replace the previous Path of the Jedi film and include a new and improved theater inspired by the mouse. This location will screen another original animated short and also provide some photo ops after the show. Now those are the main big highlights that many of us are looking forward to in 2020. But there are dozens of other new offerings opening around the resort in the new year. So let's take a look at Disney World by this season to recap on key new additions coming to the parks. Let's start by looking at returning special events at the Magic Kingdom. Starting right away on January 6th, this park will once again kick off the popular After Hours event. This special ticketed event gives guests exclusive access to the park with extremely low wait times and a few snacks included in your ticket, like ice cream and sodas. If you feel that events like Not So Scary and Very Merry have become way too crowded, and you just want to focus on enjoying a night at this park with hardly anyone else around, this is the event for you. Tickets are on sale now for select nights through May 25th, and it mainly runs on Monday nights. But click the link in the description below for more details. After Hours is also coming back to Disney's Animal Kingdom, another great way to get on things like Flight of Passage without long lines and booking fast passes. This will run on select nights from January 9th to May 26th. Again, it's mainly on Thursday nights, but check the link below for more details. Magic Kingdom is also bringing back another popular ticketed event, Disney Villains After Hours. I did a review on this last summer and had a fantastic time. It's very similar to the regular After Hours event, but also adds a few entertainment offerings featuring your favorite bad guys. New this time around, Disney will add some characters to the Maleficent Dragon Cavalcade that comes down Main Street. This will run mainly on select Friday nights, starting on February 7th and running up to July 10th. And finally, Magic Kingdom is also bringing back Early Morning Magic in January. This is essentially the reverse of After Hours, giving guests exclusive access to Fantasyland before it opens to the regular daytime guests. Again, another great way to get on popular things like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. The big difference with Early Morning Magic is that it includes breakfast at Cosmic Rays. This will run on select days from January 6th to June 14th. And in February, there'll be a special Cinderella version of Early Morning Magic to celebrate the film's 70th anniversary. With the start of a new year, we have my favorite Epcot event, Festival of the Arts. For 2020, this stunning event will run from January 17th to February 24th. It's Epcot's shortest festival, but now offered all 7 days of the week. New this year, Disney has added a special brunch offering at Le Cellier, a first for the signature restaurant that will take place on the weekends. There will also be a new food-based scavenger hunt this year, similar to the cookie stroll at Festival of the Holidays. The wonderful Walk of Color will allow guests to collect stamps at select food booths around World Showcase, and after getting all 5, you'll get a complimentary treat. Menus for all the food studios are out now, and we have the full lineup of performers for the Disney on Broadway concert series. After Candlelight Processional, this is the next best show at the American Gardens Theater. New performers for 2020 include Leanna Hunt, Cindy Winters, and Michael James Scott. For those interested in dining packages, you can now book those at Coral Reef Restaurant, Garden Grill, Rose and Crown Pub, and Beer Garden Restaurant. But the returning festival will also introduce new permanent additions to Epcot. At the start of the festival on January 17th, we will get 3 new films both in Future World and World Showcase. Awesome Planet will debut in The Land, which is a new 10-minute film showcasing the beauty, diversity, and dynamic story of our planet. It will include special in-theater effects and a score produced by Oscar winner Stephen Price. Over in Canada, we will get the first in a new generation of Circle Vision films, Canada Far and Wide. This is a brand new movie showcasing stunning locations from around Canada, and it will feature a new seamless 360 screen. And something I didn't know until now is that it will be narrated by the great Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. And finally, over in the France Pavilion, we'll finally have the debut of Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along. This will alternate with showings of Impressions to France and be similar to the Frozen Sing-Along at Hollywood Studios. Although Disney hasn't said much if this will include live actors like the Frozen version, and whether or not it will focus on the live-action version or the original animated version. The poster seems to indicate that it will be focused on the original, but we will just have to wait and see. Other additions coming to Epcot throughout this winter will of course focus on the food. Now, park maps have indicated that the Regal Eagle Smokehouse would be opening up any day now. This is over at the American Adventure. This will be a new quick-service restaurant, replacing Liberty Inn, and feature a lineup of classic American barbecue dishes. Items include the Texas beef brisket sandwich, the Memphis dry rub pork ribs, and a plant-based barbecue burger. Regal Eagle will also sport an outdoor beer and cider bar with additional alfresco seating. This will no doubt be a very popular place to be during the different Epcot festivals. Over in Future World, it looks like Space 220 has seen some delays. This was originally scheduled to open in late 2019, but judging by a jobs posting from the restaurant owners, it looks like it will open sometime in February. This new table service restaurant will transport guests 220 miles into the Earth's atmosphere. Disney recently teased a new pre-dining experience where guests will board a special space elevator to get to the restaurant. It's very reminiscent to the hydrolators once seen inside the living seas, and kind of reminds me of Flight to the Moon or Mars once seen at the Magic Kingdom. Space 220 will be open both during the daytime and evening hours. And while we don't have a menu yet, the Patina Group has stated that the restaurant will feature modern American cuisine and over 1,000 different labels of wine. Reservations have not opened yet, so stay tuned for more details. Rounding out the winter months here in Florida, let's look at the water parks. As with every year in these colder months, we only have one water park currently open at Disney World, which right now is Typhoon Lagoon. But on January 13th, Blizzard Beach will reopen after its annual refurb, and rumors are swirling around that a new slide may open. I think we would have heard more details by now, but given that the water park closed earlier than normal this year, some have wondered if this signals a new attraction or a more intense refurb. Typhoon Lagoon will close on January 13th as well for its annual refurb and reopen on March 29th. Which takes us to our next season. With the start of spring, we of course have the annual Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. This is a long-running fan favorite and will take place from March 4th to June 1st. We have started to get details on the Garden Rock series, which I will link in the description below, and guests can now book dining packages for reserved seats to the show. Guests can now also book special add-on tours for the festival, like Gardens Around the World and the Royal Tea Garden Tour. New for 2020, Disney has announced a new Remy topiary that will be located in the France Pavilion. We have yet to get full menus for the outdoor kitchens, but we do know that new favorites like the Citrus Blossom and the Honey Bistro are returning in 2020. And this of course takes us to the busy spring break period, which also means Easter, which falls on April 12th this year. We can definitely expect some heavy crowds around the resort from April 4th to the 19th. And while Disney has yet to announce official details, I think we can expect Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny to appear at the Magic Kingdom anywhere between March 30th and April 1st. In the last couple of years, the Bunny duo have started meeting guests on Main Street for the 2 weeks leading up to Easter. If we're also going off of last year, we can expect the Easter pre-parade to take place on April 11th and the 12th. This is a precursor to the Festival Fantasy Parade, featuring the iconic Azalea Trail Maids. Now, Epcot gets in on the fun for Easter with their Eggstravaganza scavenger hunt. This will usually run from the start of Flower and Garden on March 4th and run all the way to Easter Sunday. And also around this holiday, the new Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs will also debut. The first official performance of Drawn to Life will take place on the West Side on April 17th. This new family-friendly show will draw inspiration from classic Disney animated films, but with a Cirque twist. We can of course expect some stunning acrobatics and some unique storytelling. Tickets for Drawn to Life are on sale now. Now we transition to the summertime, which is oddly a quieter time at Disney World these days. It certainly is still crowded, especially around the 4th of July, but not too many new additions tend to open up in the summer. The main focus, of course, this year will certainly be Ratatouille. But let's look at some other possible events coming back. I think we can expect Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Live to return to Epcot in 2020. Last year, the concert ran daily from June 14th to August 18th. Along with some special food offerings at the American Adventure. H2O Glow Nights proved to be very popular with guests again last year at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, and it could return in 2020 as well. For more on this, check out my full review. But one more thing that we do know is coming next summer is the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue in Toy Story Land. This will be a much-needed table service restaurant in the new land, and located just by the main entrance where the giant Woody figure is. Like Space 220, you can't book reservations here just yet, and we don't have a full menu. If the restaurant does indeed open in late May or early June, reservations may open up in January. Now we get to the good stuff, and my favorite season at Disney, Halloween. At Walt Disney World, Halloween starts in August. In 2019, official dates and tickets went on sale for Mickey's Not So Scary on January 15th. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get tickets that early, but if you need to start pinning down travel dates for 2020, you should know more details very soon. Given that the Halloween party debuted a new fireworks show last year and some new floats at the parade, I don't think we can expect any major announcements. But it'll be interesting to see when the parties actually begin. I predict that it'll run from August 14th to November 1st. The fall season also means Food and Wine takes place at Epcot. Again, we don't have official dates yet for 2020, but this year we got dates in April, so I think we can expect more details around Easter time. Again, I predict that it'll run from August 26th to November 21st. And then, of course, we get back to the holidays. We can expect Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Flurry of Fun, and the new Animal Kingdom Winter Festival to all start around November 6th. In 2019, tickets went on sale for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in early April, so mark your calendars for that. And special add-ons like the dessert party started taking reservations back in May. Festival of the Holidays will most likely repeat what it did this year and start right after Thanksgiving. But please note that candlelight processional dining packages started going on sale on July 3rd. So, like I said in my guide video, if you plan on seeing favorite celebrities like Neil Patrick Harris, book early. Disney always does a big PR push during Christmas in July for the holiday season. So that's a good general look at all of the events and big openings happening at Disney World throughout 2020. But a lot of announced projects are still left in the unknown. Like I said earlier, Epcot is the park to watch next year. One project already underway is the entrance transformation. The Leave a Legacy monoliths are long gone now, but Disney has stated that they will have a new home outside the park gate soon. The new entrance will feature lush green spaces and a new fountain that pays homage to the original version. From there, a lot is changing in Future World, which will no longer be called that, and instead broken up into 3 new neighborhoods. In World Nature, Journey of Water is already in development by the Seas Pavilion. To add to the lush garden scene at the entrance, this walkthrough interactive playground will be the first inspired by the film Moana. Like I said, we don't have an official opening date for this one, but given that it doesn't involve a whole new ride system, I think we could see it open up in 2020. Over in World Showcase, a new film is also coming to China. Again, Disney hasn't given opening details on this, but according to their official website, it's scheduled to be closed starting on January 1st. It may take Imagineers a similar time frame of 6 months to install the new screen and film as it did in Canada. So if it does indeed start closing in January, I think we can expect to see the debut of Wondrous China sometime in June. It may even coincide with the new REMY attraction, and that will help Disney to move guests around World Showcase. So there you have it, folks, a deep dive into all the exciting things coming to Disney World in both 2020 and beyond. Once again, thank you to Small World Vacations for sponsoring this week's video. If you're looking to book your 2020 Disney vacation, now is a great time to start planning with Small World Vacations. And this also marks the final episode and video at Beyond the Kingdoms for 2019. And I just want to say thank you so much for those of you who have followed along this year, and for those of you who are new and just found the channel. Things got a little bumpy for me at the end there, but I hope you've enjoyed all of my coverage of the holiday events, and all the Foodie Friday and Travel Tip Tuesday videos for 2019. And in 2020, I'm excited to announce that I'll be expanding my coverage of the parks and give you guys a complete look at everything there is to see and do at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite aspects of Universal Orlando. But until next year, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, and Three Kings Day. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.